At 400 local time, a Russian repair crew rolls up to a railway bridge in northern Crimea. The bridge is gone. Not damaged, gone. And they don't know it yet, but the drones that destroyed it never actually left the area. This is the story of how Ukraine stopped trying to blow up one bridge at a time and started dismantling the entire rail system that keeps Crimea connected to Russia. And the target they chose has a history that makes this campaign far stranger than it first appears. On the night of June 21st into the 22nd, Ukraine's Special Operations Forces destroyed a railway bridge over the North Crimean Canal near the village of Rozdolne. Their announcement wasn't dramatic, it was almost dismissive. Just a short line. The bridge no longer exists, and this was the first one. Both the rail track and one of the bridge's spans were destroyed in a series of precision hits. Russian forces had been using it to move cargo, weapons, and equipment from mainland Russia through Crimea toward the southern front. Here's what almost no one reported clearly. This wasn't a one-shot strike. Ukrainian resistance operatives inside occupied territory tracked what happened next. Russian repair crews and specialized railway equipment arriving at the site to fix the damage. Then, on the night of June 22nd into the 23rd, the same drones came back. This time, they didn't just hit the bridge again, they hit the repair equipment itself. That's a tactic you rarely hear explained. Destroy the target, wait for the enemy to commit resources to fixing it, then destroy those resources too. It turns every repair effort into a second opportunity to inflict damage. Now, here's the detail that makes this specific bridge so ironic. It crosses the North Crimean Canal, a Soviet-era engineering project stretching over 400 kilometers, built in the 1960s to carry water from the Dnipro River into Crimea. Before 2014, that canal supplied up to 85% of the peninsula's fresh water. When Russia annexed Crimea, Ukraine deliberately blocked the canal as a form of pressure, triggering a water crisis so severe that irrigated farmland on the peninsula shrank by more than 90% in some eastern districts. Russia didn't restore that water flow through diplomacy. It restored it by force, blowing up the blocking dam in the opening days of the 2022 invasion. So, this exact waterway has already been a weapon once in this war, as a water blockade. Now, in 2026, the very bridges crossing it are being weaponized again, this time as a rail blockade. Same canal, different war being fought over it. And this is bigger than Rozdolne. That same canal system includes more than 10 railway bridges and roughly 100 road bridges and crossings running through it. Ukrainian forces had already struck railway bridges near Rozdolne and Vladislavivka just days earlier, on June 18th and 19th. That means the Rozdolne bridge wasn't a unique target. It was one node in a much larger network Ukraine is working through, systematically, one crossing at a time. And it's not just bridges. Weeks earlier, on June 8th, a Ukrainian drone hit a train locomotive traveling toward Crimea, killing an assistant engineer and wounding the driver. That single strike was enough to force Russian railway authorities to suspend passenger train service to the peninsula entirely, trains that had been running from destinations as far away as Moscow. When rail options narrowed, Russia leaned harder on ferries to move military equipment across the Kerch Strait. Ukraine hit those too, striking the Panagia and Lavrenti ferries on June 21st, the same week as the bridge campaign, while an earlier ferry, the Slavyanin, had already been left listing at dock, half submerged after an April strike. With rail, roads, and ferries all under pressure at once, the R-280 highway connecting Russia to Crimea earned a nickname from soldiers on both sides: the Highway of Death, littered with hundreds of burned truck wrecks. On the peninsula itself, the effects go beyond military logistics. Fuel rationing by coupon, long lines at gas stations, and food shortages have been reported in some areas. And hotel bookings on the peninsula dropped 31% compared to the same period the year before. A quiet but telling sign of how deeply this campaign is reaching into everyday life, not just the battlefield. So why does one destroyed bridge over an obscure Soviet canal matter? Because it's not really about that bridge. It's about a strategy that treats every crossing, every train, every ferry as part of the same target list, designed not to win one battle, but to make holding Crimea slowly, quietly unsustainable. And that's a war Russia can't fix with a single repair crew.